Are open office spaces good, or are they bad? Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of The Future in 5. My name is Jacob Morgan. This is where I share my thoughts, ideas, and commentary on the future of work in 5 minutes or less. Today I wanted to talk about open office spaces. There have been quite a few articles written recently around open office spaces and why we need to get rid of them, why open office spaces need to die, why they're bad for engagement, why they're bad for productivity. And on and on and on around why these open office spaces are so bad for organizations. And it's an interesting topic and an interesting debate because years ago, of course we can remember, most offices had cubicles. And cubicles and offices and where we sat were sort of a symbol of hierarchy. The farther up you went in the food chain, the better office you had, the better seat you had. And so we went to this open office environment to help flatten the organization, to help improve collaboration and creativity and communication. And now we're back to square one where a lot of people are saying, I'm too distracted, I'm getting sick because people are coughing on me, it's too noisy, I'm an introvert, I need private time by myself. So which side is right? Is it better to have open office spaces? Do we need cubicles? What's going on? And there are a couple of things that I think we should focus on. So first is that an office space is just that. It's just architecture. It's just a space. It's just things. So an open office space or a closed office space by itself is meaningless, right? What matters is the people in those office spaces. And what I'm starting to see is not just the people that matter in those office spaces, but also the surrounding environment that surrounds the people in that office environment. And that includes a couple different things, right? That includes management and leadership styles. That includes corporate culture. That includes workplace flexibility. That includes, perks and benefits. Is it a cool office environment or is it kind of just, a boring one? So there are a lot of things that need to be thought of, not just closed and open office environment. So for example, when we think of open offices, we're not just sticking people into a giant warehouse like cattle and telling them that they need to work from 9 to 5 and that they need to commute and, blah, 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 blah. The organizations that I'm seeing, and I've seen a lot of organizations and I visited a lot of office spaces, Airbnb, I'm going to go see LinkedIn next week. I've been to MuleSoft. I've been to Yahoo. I've been to HP. I've been to the Motley Fool, which is supposed to be, or is the #1 company in America to work for. So I've been to a variety of offices and I've seen all sorts of different work styles. And it's never just about the office itself. It's never just about a cubicle. It's never just about a flat open office environment. Now, the companies that do have open office environments, they don't just say, okay, we're tearing down cubicles. Everybody just shut up and funnel in here and sit here and do your work and we're not going to give you any privacy. That's not what we're talking about here, right? The organizations that do invest in open office spaces do so, but they also provide, or at least the ones I've seen, they also provide private spaces for employees that want to go work alone. So they have little not cubicles, they have little areas, little rooms, there's conference rooms, there are places, there are couches where you can go get away from others if you want to be alone. Not only that, a lot of these organizations offer workplace flexibility where sometimes you can work from home, sometimes you can work from a coffee shop, you can come into the office early, you can come into the office late, it's up to you. These are also organizations that tend to have cool office environments. They have catered lunches, they have catered breakfasts, some of them have game rooms, some of them have quiet rooms. So they create this type of corporate culture and environment that facilitates communication and collaboration and transparency and trust. And they have their senior level executives sitting with everybody else within the organization. So from that perspective, an open office space is great, right? Because we are talking about what the open office space symbolizes. It's a powerful symbol of transparency, of flattening the organization, of trust, etc. Now again, we're not just talking about the office space by itself. We're talking about abolishing outdated management practices. We're talking about removing strict hierarchy from the organization. We're talking about enabling workplace flexibility. So we're talking about a lot of different things here. And the reason why I think some of these debates are a little silly around, do we have a open office environment, and should we kill that idea, is because we're forgetting this whole other side of the discussion and this whole other side of the debate and the equation. And that is, it's not just about the physical space. I mean, the physical space is just that. It's space. I mean, you can get people and throw them in a box, and you can get people and throw them in an open room. And depending on their surrounding environment, they can either be collaborative and engaged or disengaged and siloed and fragmented based on the other things that are going on there. So again, not just about the open office environment, not just about the closed environment. Now, when we think about the future of work, and I've written about this and talked about this many, many times, it's about customization, right? It's about employees being able to choose how they want to work, when they want to work, where they want to work, the technologies that they want to use, and how they feel they can be most engaged and most productive. If you feel that you are most engaged and productive in an environment where you are alone, you should be given that area to be alone. If you feel that you are most engaged and productive when you are in a flat environment, an open office around other people, you should be given that as well. So instead of trying to pick one or the other, organizations need to be thinking about, how do we create an environment that caters to all sorts of different work styles? We have some open office environments. We have some areas that might be a little bit closed off. Some employees work from home. Some people work from co-working locations. And a lot of organizations are experimenting with this and testing out different ways of being able to get work done. I will say, from all the and I see I'm going on 7 minutes now, so I knew this was going to be a little bit longer. I also have not seen any organizations, and again, I've interviewed and spoken with a lot, that are looking to build more cubicles or that want to keep their existing cubicles. All the organizations that I'm speaking to want to abolish that. And I don't think it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, provided that all of these other areas that I mentioned are being focused on. So if you have a flat open office environment, but you don't have workplace flexibility, you don't have sort of a fun place that employees want to show up to, you don't have, or you're still practicing outdated management styles, but you have an open office environment, then that isn't very conducive. But if you do have an open office environment and you're redoing these other areas, then it can be a great and very powerful tool. And a lot of successful companies have open office environments, right? I mean, these are some of the biggest, the most forward-thinking, most disruptive organizations on the planet that are doing this. But again, not just focusing on the physical space around them, they are focusing on evolving how work gets done. The office is just one part of that. So let's not focus on just open, just closed, but on how we can give employees the desired work styles and preferences they need to get their jobs done, regardless of what their preferences are. I think that's where the discussion and the debate needs to be going, not on, do we want a cube, or do we want half a cube, or do we want no cube? Because at the end of the day, we're talking about just a physical structure, when the real conversation needs to be about the people that sit within those structures. So I'll end here. There's a lot more I could say on this topic, and maybe I'll do so in some follow-up videos. But curious to hear what you think on the debate around open office environments or cubicles. Which one do you prefer? What are some of the other factors that you think are important? And I'm sure many of you work in an office, so curious to hear your thoughts. If you want to get access to more of these videos and the podcasts that I have and some articles on the future of work, you can visit thefutureorganization.com. You can also email me anytime, jacob@thefutureorganization.com. Hey, are you interested in the future of work? If so, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can get all the latest content on the future of work and stay up to date on all the latest trends and happenings. Not to mention, you will make me very, very happy. Make sure to subscribe.